Rebecca, Andrew, and Lana.
I can only say that because I'm from New York, so I can make fun.
I'm going to do it anyway. So maybe we should take the piss. How is everyone?
Thanks for getting up this morning for us.
She's still up from the night before like a lady.
Hashtag go. Hi.
Let's start with you. Hello.
Is that Red Riding Hood?
I'm totally in the way.
Hi guys.
Good morning.
Hi.
Good morning. Lana, one of my favorite dynamics of Regina's that sadly didn't get a lot of screen time was with Dr. Facilier. I feel that the relationship backed by yours and Dana's
I don't know, why is everyone laughing? What did I do?
Miss Collins channel.
Okay, go back. Go back like 3 words.
I feel that the relationship backed by yours and Daniel's killer chemistry had a lot of mystery and nuance, but kindness too. We never got to see how they met, and while I and many others have their personal interpretations, how do you think they met?
I think they met back in the Enchanted Forest. I think she tried to, they probably tried to kill each other and then like had a little romance. And I don't know how she lost the necklace and how it ended up in the belly of a crocodile. I don't know if I'll ever say that again on a Saturday I know, but it seems normal. So I don't know. They did have a romance, and then it kind of fizzled out in. Not Maine. Seattle.
Are you sure?
Morning!
I have tea, that's the problem. I need coffee.
There we go. Caffeine!
See, I think that's how they met.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, I'm
Great name.
This question is for all 3 of you, just at different points, but I was wondering at what point did you realize that this show would make such a huge change in your lives and in all of our lives?
When I booked the job. I mean, it absolutely, when I heard that we got picked up and I was moving to Canada, that's when I knew my life was going to change. I didn't know it was going to change for 7 years. I thought it was only going to be like 6 months because television is hard and a lot of shows don't make it. But when I saw the pilot and I was sitting in this, room and I was watching it and I thought, wow, I've never seen anything like this. This is phenomenal and so much better than I thought it was going to be. Just because when we were doing ADR, all the audio for the pilot, and I was in it, color correcting hadn't been added, and all the things that, special effects, etc. I was watching it going, oh my god, this is so cheesy. You know how you see it it's rough, like really early on, and you're like, oh my god, this is going to suck. And then I watched the final product and thought, wow, this is something really special. And then I was on a very 24-hour road trip up to Canada, and yeah. And I knew when Ginny and I had our going away party with all of our friends, we had a big hat party at Ginny's house. Oh no, I'm sorry, it wasn't a hat party. I'm wearing a hat. And it was a wig party. It was a wig party, and we had this awesome party, and we invited all of our friends. And I was saying bye to people in a way that I knew, I could feel I wasn't going to see them for a while. And I put all my stuff in storage, and I moved out of my apartment. So that's really what I do. It's like a 10-minute answer, sorry. Okay, next.
I think I knew when I crushed 2 seasons on Netflix. I'm like, oh my god, this show is wicked. I mean,
It's evil.
Wicked Anyway, you know how I love my Netflix, so I crushed it. And I'm like, oh my god, this is really good. I'm really glad I'm going to be on this. But I had to watch 2.5 seasons in about 2.5 weeks. And I nailed it. And then I really knew. My Twitter just went. Hello everyone, this is going to be fun. What about you, babe?
Yeah, so, I mean, I was a latecomer, obviously, so I knew the phenomenon that I was getting involved in. But when I worked with Eddie and Adam on a previous show, and when they first called me, I don't think if I remember correctly, I don't know if they told me initially what character I was going to play, so I didn't know, like, what the deal was going to be. Then, so when they told me what they had in mind for me, that was when I was like, oh my gosh, this is big. But in terms of the fans, I didn't really get a personal sense of that. I think until we went down to Comic-Con in San Diego, and I was hanging out with the Beatles over here, these two, rock star status on there, and I was like, oh my god, that was my first personal experience with, you know, just being able to connect with fans and seeing how much it meant to all of you guys, and then doing these for the past year. So, yeah.
Thank you very much. Hello.
That's a good question.
Morning.
Hi. My name is Keandra, and I have a question for Lana, but I would ask that you would ask as well. Bex, it's a miracle that we're all here, being that this one in the middle tried to kill all of us yesterday on Instagram. But I remember how to do this. I remember how to breathe. But my question is, being that you are so well versed in your craft and you are a study yourself and have made a lot of us artists better writers and actresses just by watching you and what you've done, I wonder if you've ever thought about being an artist in residence at a university. And because you're such an inspiration to a lot of us, if you've thought about starting your own foundation for female empowerment.
So to answer your first question, yes, in fact, I just met with this female director the other day, and we were talking about, I was thinking maybe I should go to AFI. So I thought about doing the directing course there, and so I'm currently researching that. So here in my head. You know, years ago in 2005, I wanted to start my own foundation when I did all that work in Sri Lanka, because I was there for like 6 to 8 weeks. I can't, it was probably like 7 weeks. I wanted to start a foundation then, and I was so intimidated. So I was like, oh my god, this is a lot of work, and I didn't really understand it. I think now I probably have more support than I did then. So I've been thinking about it, and we'll see. I haven't taken any steps towards it yet, but I was going to pick Eva's brain.
I have a proposal written up if you want it. It's on my laptop outside.
Well, you know what? We can definitely talk about that later. How's that? I will definitely, yes. What's your name? Tell me. Keandra. Okay, thank you, Keandra.
Hi, my name is Tanvi, and this is a question for Lana and Bex. But I've been coming to this convention for the past 3 years since it started, and now it's the very last one. And I was just wondering, what are your favorite memories from UATNJ?
Jersey! How you doing? It's New York. What's better than being in New York? It's your home, and I lived here for 8 years. Loads of my best friends live here, so coming here feels like home to me, and I know especially it feels like home to you. You know, it's like coming home being in Igog. And this is a big show, so the energy of this show is brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, no, we were just backstage talking about how much we love being here, and we got a bit emotional because this is our last time here. So,
It's my first time.
First and last. But, I mean, you know, all of these, the creation cons are a lot of fun. We are so familiar with a lot of the fans because they come back like you. This is your third year. So we're gonna, you know, it's sad, it's hard, because we recognize a lot of you, we know a lot of you by name, and
It's bittersweet.
yeah, it is bittersweet. It's like the end of
An era. Oh my God, we're finishing each other's sentences. We don't spend too much time together at all. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Savannah. This one's mainly for Bex, but I guess Lana, you can answer too.
Love your skirt.
Thanks. Nice job. In the episode that Lana directed, Ronnie told Kelly, you get on that bike and fly. Afterwards, Kelly left with Chad to go to San Francisco. So in the series finale, Regina casted that final curse, which, assuming by other curses, doesn't touch modern cities. So does that curse hit Kelly and Chad, or do we have to use Selena's?
Chad in the head and he got knocked out.
Oh, that's a really good question. I mean, I feel like one Zelina's probably enough. No, the one me is definitely enough. I don't know, it's weird, maybe it is two separate people. Maybe Kelly went off and married Chad and had 25 kids, but I feel like Zelina would want to stay with Regina. So maybe in my head there is two. Kelly went off and was Kelly, and then Zelina was Zelina. But I don't know the answer, but in my head that's how I sort of always saw it. Thank you, darling. Hello?
Hi, I'm Mia, and my question is for Lana and Bex. What's your favorite outfit that you wore to a convention, and what are you currently wearing?
What's your favourite outfit that you wore to a convention? I'm trying to remember all the stuff I've worn.
Green apple dress.
Oh, that was cute. Yes! My mum found
What's your
that.
favorite
Yeah.
outfit of mine?
Oh, I liked your Ava Longoria dress from Vancouver in 2017.
Oh yeah,
It's cute.
I really like that too.
My green
This
apple...
kind of looks like it a little bit, right? It's black and white with like, that just is copying you. No, you
You know, so my green apple dress one was great, and it was also cool because my mum found it. Look at this! Bloody green apples on a dress! This is perfect for a pop! I'll take that. It's a little bit too expensive, but sod it. I will take it. To answer your other question, this is a jacket I stole. Don't tell anyone this is a safe space, gold panel. No one's tweeting or Insta-living. I nicked this from a TV show I did years ago, and when we got cancelled, I said to the costume designer, I'm like, get you my jacket. Warner Brothers aren't having that, so she gave it to me. And this was the jacket that my character wore to a crime scene. Every time there was like a crime scene, this was my crime scene jacket. And then this dress I got yesterday from Zara. I love Zara.
I love Zara too.
What are you wearing, Lana?
Not me.
What are you wearing? What are you wearing?
I'm wearing my Jesus! I'm wearing my Infinite Regal t-shirt that I designed.
It's still available until Monday, right?
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. So this is one of my
Andrew,
favorites.
do you have your Keep It Regal t-shirt?
Yeah, underneath.
He has a tattoo.
I just have a tattoo on my chest.
Yes, girl.
Often, what I really like is what I've worn in the past are fan shirts that they've made me, and that's like I really love wearing their shirts. I think I wore one that it was like a little stick figure of the evil queen and a stick figure of the girl who made it, and it was really cute.
Thank you. Hello.
Hi, this one's for Lana. We know that Emma brought Miriam back for Robin.
Well.
Yes, that's sad.
Thanks, Emma.
But we all know what Robin did. What if the shoe was on the other foot? What if she brought back Daniel? What would Regina do?
Daniel's dead already.
Yeah, but
You can't bring him back. Yeah, he's dead already. I mean, that's
it's
true.
magic. Which world? I mean, lots of people came back.
That's true.
Except for
You know, it's really
Brock
hard for me to say you see Daniel not as Frankenstein right now. What would she have done?
Yeah.
Flip of the coin.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
My name's Alexa, or Alexa. I've been here for the past 3 years, so you probably don't remember me, but I'm the girl that cries every year at your autographs. And me too. Always crying. I remember last year, someone just sit me down because I couldn't handle anything. But my question is, I know that you guys deal with a lot of anxiety, especially I know that you guys, Bex and Lana, you guys have talked about it very openly, and I want to know what your advice is for it.
You know what really helps my anxiety is CBD oil. CBD oil is amazing. I go through phases where I don't have anxiety at all, and then all of a sudden I do, and it's like, it's every day. And I'm like, what's going on? And trying to figure out what it is. And a friend of mine recommended CBD oil to me, which doesn't have anything illegal in it, or any effects of anything. And I can feel a difference almost within 10 minutes that my heart rate and the tightness in my chest goes away. But I think the best thing to do when I'm having anxiety or I'm upset, which, you know, is a lot, you know, texting a friend or even just telling someone and getting it out of your body, because anxiety is trapped emotion and trapped words. So getting it out of your body or asking a girlfriend or a boyfriend or whatever for a hug and a cuddle immediately gets rid of my anxiety.
Yeah, and it's somebody, myself, who also suffers with it from time to time too. I think the main thing also is just recognizing and accepting that it's normal and that there's nothing wrong with you, that so many people deal with it. It's just a very normal part of being a human being, you know? And it's you know, there's nothing actually wrong with you. So I think that's huge for me too.
So someone told me, and someone whom I work with very closely, said when you have anxiety, go into it a little bit. Like, it's there for a reason, so experience it for a bit and breathe through it and kind of learn from this anxiety. What is this about? And take a moment to kind of not get too analytical about it and then breathe through it. Because sometimes I feel like if you suppress it or you numb out or you do, like, it's still gonna be there. So your body's trying to tell you something. So it's important to figure out what that is so you can work through it. It's not the most comfortable feeling, but there's something to learn in that as well. So eventually when you go through it and you keep breathing and breathing, it starts to alleviate, and then you'll reach a level of peace. But all of what everyone has said up here is useful, so take all the advice.
Hi, you guys. My name is Grace. I love you guys. I love you guys so much. So I've been coming to Comic-Con for the past 3 years now, and I've always wanted to ask you guys something, but like I was scared to. So because this is the last out season con thing, it kind of was like it's now or never situation, which leads me into my question, which is how can we continue to interact with you in ways that Comic-Con allows you to? I know there's social media and it's nice, but it's not like you can just follow all the fans on every social media platform, and it's not like, you know, you get a bubble for 10 seconds with the photo ops and the autographs, and it's not the same. It's like McDonald's versus Whole Foods, you know?
I think what we all need to do is make an effort to continue to, you know, ask for these cons to happen. Write to the promoters and say, hey, you know what, can we do more shows because we miss our we miss the fandom, we miss the, you know, the family. And I think the more we band together and reach out to promoters and engage on social media, they'll see that. And, you know.
It's true, because it's supply and demand. People are like, why haven't you come to my country? I'm like, because I haven't been invited. We literally just go where we're invited, don't we?
And it's you guys who make it possible. I mean, it's you guys who create this environment for us, you know.
Just be
we wouldn't be here if you weren't here.
Right.
Hi, one person. You know,
that would be weird.
For a 3-minute panel and a selfie.
That one person is very.
Thank you guys. We have a mission.
There you go.
Yeah. It's on to you. Make it happen.
Hello.
Hi, Lona. Hi, Bex. I'm Mia. So in a world full of color, what color would you like to describe each other and why?
Black.
I think Lana's purple.
Oh my God! Are you gonna say that?
I mean, I'm obviously green.
You know, that's why I wanted to.
I feel like you're purple.
Okay, fine.
Do you know what a purple person is?
Yeah, why purple? I'm intrigued.
Barney?
There used to be a store before Hurricane Sandy ripped out the South Street seaport, which kills me still to this day, but there was a store in there called the Purple Store, and it said, a purple person is, and it sort of explained who that person is, and so it's someone typically that's very loving and spiritual and connected to the universe. So when I see you, I see purple.
No, that makes sense actually, because when I was able to paint my room for the first time ever, it was purple. So you nailed it, and you are green because you're so earthy. You remind me of a tree. She's super grounded, and she has deep, deep roots. And then you have flowers coming out of your head.
Bex tree, I like it.
And that's it. All right, Andrew.
What?
Andrew?
Maybe maybe he's passion. Maybe he has a heart. Maybe you're cold.
Maybe he
has
has a heart. Maybe he has a heart.
Maybe he has a heart of gold.
I've known him for a year and a half, but maybe, you never know.
Congratulate him for a second. Thank you. I'm like the youngest looking grandmother. Call me Nana.
Nana Lana, hi.
Back in Canada.
Hold on, I'm like having anxiety right now. I love you so much.
Go into it. Just go into it. Can I
Take some CBD.
You got the CBD.
I like your flowery trousers, they're really cute. Don't be jealous. Carry on, sorry.
What would you say is your favorite version of your characters and why?
The old hag. Why? Because I got to be an old hag. I mean, that was pretty fun. The 4.5 hours of prosthetics, and that was not. But I really love those, like, teeth and the eyes and the... You're kind of wearing what she wore. Yeah, I just think, I like playing really gross characters. Like old, crusty characters.
I didn't get to really play him, but Evil Henry that we saw at the end of the season, that was awesome. And just to get to actually do scenes with Jared and watch him do that was really cool.
And you got to play yourself for the first time, which is even better.
Yeah, weird. Yeah, so Evil Henry.
Yes. I mean, mine's boring and obvious, but, you know, being full on green with the witch with my broomstick between my legs was my favourite. Thank you, love you,
I love you.
Hi, darling. Hi.
I love you. Sorry.
So my question is for Lana, and my name's Amelia, and this is really crazy. But I get to actually say this because I love you so much. And I have Evil Regal sisters all over the world that I met because of the fandom, and they're like literally my family. And so I was just wondering if you have a message for all the Evil Regal sisters out there.
Oh my gosh, it's gonna make me cry. I just love you girls. I do. I no idea that the Eagle Regals were going to become like this subculture of like this crazy, awesome fandom. And I love how when everyone is kind to one another, it makes me really happy. So when I hear stories like this, like you have this family and this love and support, and it warms my heart. It makes me feel like I'm doing something good in the world. It's extremely validating. Thank you.
Hello. My name is Rudy and I love you guys. So my question is for the three of you. What is your favorite book to read?
Children's books.
Menus. I read a lovely menu this morning and I had sausage and a bagel with cream cheese like a lady.
It varies. Like it depends on the mood, you know. If I want something humorous because I'm feeling down, I'll read, you know, something that makes me laugh. If I'm like working on something because I like research and studying, I'll like pick up, you know, textbooks and flip through them. Encyclopedias are fun. I used to love encyclopedias when I was a kid. I read them all the time. So yeah, it just depends on the mood. I mean, I don't have a favorite really of anything.
For many years, I've had a weird obsession with crime fiction, which I thought was pretty interesting because we learn in the final season that Henry is also obsessed with crime fiction, which I thought was a cool little thing when I actually read that script. But yeah, I'm always reading some sort of some crime fiction novel.
Thank you very much.
Hi, this question is for Lana. Before you knew the storyline, did you ever think that you would get a happy ending?
I'm sorry, before I what, who, where?
Before you knew the storyline, did you ever think Regina would get a happy ending?
No, but a good girlfriend of mine totally guessed it. She's psychic. Her name's Goldie, and she said, "Oh, you're going to end up being the good one at the end of the series." And I was like, "What?" There were certain things I did know, and I knew them intuitively or subconsciously, or how I approach my work is what led me there. But I knew that the evil queen lost someone very close to her, a loved one, and that's why she became evil. And I knew that in the pilot. I knew it before I met Adam.
Hi, my name is Kylia, and I love you guys so much. I was wondering what was the funniest or most embarrassing thing that happened to you while filming?
The baby farted on me.
Definitely my daughter.
Takes after her mom.
Apple not far from the tree.
You know.
Embarrassing? Not really. Embarrassing.
I don't think we can embarrass very often.
I mean, we share all of the private things that we're doing. So I think for me, I loved all the downtime in between shooting as well, like the friendships and the teas and the taking the piss out of each other, asking each other if been to the toilet yet, things like that. The important stuff.
All the things you can't really tell everyone else. Like we had each other for that. Yeah. Like I'm constipated. What's going on? I feel bloated.
Like she's on the moon.
Tell her I'll be there at 20. Why am we talking about this?
It's never too early to talk about the toilet.
It's always funny.
It's always funny. Plots are always funny.
That's going to be a really good gift.
Sorry, that was a rubbish answer.
I think we're entertaining ourselves right now. All right, let's focus.
Okay.
We're here.
Thank you.
Sorry for answering that question.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Emily. I was wondering how playing the roles of Serena, Regina, and Henry impacted and changed your mood.
Oh my god. I mean, we could write a book, The Idiot Should. Robert Carlyle had a really interesting interesting idea when we were in Paris at a convention and we were all exhausted and the days at the European cons are really, really long and it was like 7 or 8 o'clock at night and we all had to do these like private conversations and he had a really good idea. Do you remember?
Yes.
When he said, instead of like us having to answer questions, he went around and he asked all the fans, how has Once Upon a Time changed and impacted your life? And it was so much more interesting
What does
for
it mean
us.
to you?
Yeah, and it was
What
so
does it
much
mean
more
to you?
interesting for us to sit and hear how it's changed your life rather than just talking about ourselves. I mean, we're actors, we have to do that all the time and you get a bit sick of the sound of your own voice. So it's nice to hear how it's changed your life. How has it changed your life?
Entirely. I went through like a really like low point in my life, and the show really like helped me turn myself around to be like a more positive person.
That's fantastic.
That's wonderful. These way more
Absolutely.
impressive.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Now everyone tell us how it's changed.
Sorry, Wayne.
We've got all day.
Yes. Next question.
I think they just shut us down because of the schedule. I know. I'm so sorry.
Oh, thank you.
That's okay. We thank you so much.
Thank you guys.